Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Emily. As you can see, I'm in a different background. I am sat on my bed in my bedroom and I just thought I would film this video here because I have natural lighting that's really good in my bedroom and it just comes right in and yeah, it's great. But yeah, in today's video I am going to be talking about my experience with Virgin Voyages, if I liked it, what we did, which cruise we did, all that stuff. So me and Lewis actually worked with Virgin last year. We went on a cruise. It was a gifted experience and we were direct with Virgin. So we had like other perks included. We got to go on the Richards rooftop and have like a Moe hour. It was 5 o'clock every day for an hour. Free Moe for an hour. Basically, when we booked, you sign into the app with everything because as soon as you book the cruise, you get automatically assigned the room and that is the room that you are given. It's not like when you go and check into a hotel and then you find out you get given it straight away. So because of that, it meant that you was able to like book all of your meals and everything like that. If the lighting changes, it's because the sun's like going in and out of clouds, so it's behind a cloud right now after I've just said it's natural lighting and it's really good. So we did the Irresistible Med cruise. So we sailed from Barcelona. We had to get to Barcelona. We actually went on the Saturday as we didn't want to leave it until the day of sailing to get there. So we booked a hotel in Barcelona. The hotel we booked was right at the port. So literally the morning we woke up on the cruise morning, the ship was here as we was on our balcony. As I'm talking through everything, I will include like pictures and videos. I might insert them over my face and everything, so I'll just do that. I'll like overlay it and everything like that. So yeah, as we woke up and went on the balcony in the morning, the ship was in, it was waiting, everybody was getting off, and yeah, we ended up getting ready for the day and then we went out in Barcelona again because obviously we arrived on a Saturday. The cruise was Sunday to Sunday. And yeah, after we'd been out for the day or whatever, basically you get to set a time on the app just to let the cruise know when you'll be embarking the ship, because there's specific times. To be honest, they weren't really that bothered about the timings. I think it's just so they knew everybody had booked a space to come on the cruise. We booked a later time as we didn't know how long we'd be out in Barcelona for the day. And when we got there, we actually got there, I think it was like an hour earlier than our time because we just thought, oh, we'll just go and try it. If they don't let us on, they don't let us on. If they do, cool. If not, we'll just wait in the hotel that we'd been staying in because they had all of our luggage anyway. But when we went on, we were able to go straight on. They basically ask for your booking reference and everything, your name, your passport, check everything, and they take your suitcases off you and put the tag on for your room number, and then they will fetch the suitcases to your room and then you board the ship. So you'll go through, it's kind of like a security and like check-in. It's a bit like an airport, if you will, really, because it is a cruise terminal, like an airport terminal. So yeah, we went through, got our wristbands and everything like that, and then we got on the cruise. So once you get on the cruise, you're kind of like free to do whatever you want, depending on what time you get on, really. We went straight to the room. I will insert some clips of the room because the room was actually quite big. I didn't expect it to be as big as what it was. The bathroom was quite small, but it was still like a decent size. It was like nicely decorated and everything. That was like some of my bit of like a put-offs going on a cruise, like because all of the cruise videos and like vlogs I've seen, the ships are like so old and I'm like, I'm not dying in the ocean, I'm not doing it. That is not the way I'm gonna go. Drowning? No, not doing it. So yeah, this is why we've never really like thought about doing a cruise type of thing. And yeah, obviously all the Virgin ones started coming up and everything, and quite a lot of people were doing them last year, and it is a really good experience. Like I would highly recommend, especially if you are like a British person, going to do one of them, because our ship was mainly Americans. Whilst that's great, cool, whatever, they were all lovely people. I feel like it's like not promoted in Britain. It is now, slowly. I keep seeing adverts on the TV, my YouTube adverts are all Virgin Voyages, and I'm like, I swear they can like sense that I miss a cruise or something. But yeah, when you go to your room, you can kind of like wander around the ship, get an idea where you are type of thing. You will have, it's a bit like you'll have to go to a muster station, that's what it's called. So you'll have a muster station meet. You will have to go and meet, basically you'll have to watch on the app or the TV in your room. You'll have to like connect them, if you will. You have to join the Wi-Fi, prove that you've watched the video and everything, and it will show you after the video of what you do with your life jacket and everything like that, where you go and meet at your muster station. This is, for us, it was where the roundabout is, which is the main area where a few bars and the ice cream places. And we met there and we sat down and we just basically watched a tutorial from a guy and a woman, I think it was. They basically did a demonstration, how to do your life vest, where to go for when, what will happen if something dramatic happened, where the ship was like sinking, if there was a fire, all that jazz, because obviously it's health and safety, you have to do one. If you don't attend your muster station for that, because they have a checklist, they will sign you in, the ship won't sail because it's a requirement that they need, and apparently they call your name over the tannoy. We didn't experience that because everybody attended, so that was all good. And then obviously after all that's happened, you're cool to go and do whatever you want, and that's the only requirement. You have to attend your muster station when you board the ship at the set times. I think you have an 1.5 to 2 hour period where you go and attend, so you just go freely in that time, but make sure you go to it. And then we have a sail away party. Oh my god, so weirdly enough for us, we had been in Barcelona the Saturday. It was absolutely beautiful weather, it was boiling hot, I was sweating my tits off, and the next day we woke up, it was storming. Well, it started storming the evening prior basically. We got a massive storm in Barcelona. So that day it was just raining, storming, if you will. It came out sunny for a bit, but not too much, all this, that and the other, and it was just, nope. So our sail away party technically didn't happen. Everyone was just dotted around the ship wherever they wanted to be, and yeah, that was just that. So I'm pretty gutted that we missed the sail away party because it looked like really good, and everyone who experienced it, it looked really, really good, and yeah, I'm pretty jealous of that. However, we did have Scarlet Night, so I'm glad that we had Scarlet Night over the sail away. I'll get to that soon. Sail away party done. We had quite rough weather. That evening when we set sail, the ship was quite rocky. The day after, we actually had a port cancelled. So we had a port to Toulon in France. Is that how you say it? It's definitely not Tulum. Tulum. Everyone keeps saying that and I'm like, no, that's Tulum in Mexico. I'm pretty sure it's Toulon. I could be wrong, correct me if I am, but yeah. Our port was cancelled because of the weather. It was just too dangerous to port. So the captain actually came over on the tannoy, I think it was that evening to be honest, and he just basically said like, we can't port there, it's going to be unsafe, we are going to have a sail day, if he can try and find us an extra port stop he will. But yeah, that was cancelled. We ended up having a sail day. We were kind of gutted about it because we'd obviously planned all of our week doing XYZ amount of things. That was one of the ports where we were just going to go and wander. So luckily for us, all of the ports that we actually did have on our itinerary, I don't know how you say that word, I physically can't say it, don't know why. Itinerary, I think. So all of the ports we had scheduled, we'll say that, none of them had to get a tender. So some of the ports that you stop at, the ship is too big to dock in an actual dock. So you have to get on the ship, like they've got lifeboats obviously if anything happened. They have them and they're called tenders, and that's the boat that you will get on that will take you to the docking. Let's say a lot of Greece ones do it. So say if you went to like Santorini and stuff like that on the Greek Glow, I think it is, you will have to use a tender quite often. I think on the Croatia one as well, I think there's one port where you have to use a tender. And these you do actually book via the app as far as I'm aware. Obviously we didn't have one, so I'm not 100% sure, but I do know from when we went with Demi and Sean, because obviously they were on our cruise, and they was explaining to us like the tender situation. The day after that, we actually ended up going to Marina di Cara, and that was in Italy. We were umming and ahhing on whether to go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa or to go to Florence. Demi and Sean basically, they were going to Florence, and they said that their friend had been to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and they just said there was nothing else there. It was literally that and that only. Bearing in mind the excursion that you booked via the app, it was $90 per person because you're getting like a 2-hour coach. It was an hour and a half coach ride, I think, there, and then an hour and a half back. And then you had like 6 hours there, so it was a very long day. But I'm glad that we just ended up going to Florence because we had much more to do. Like there were restaurants, it was like a bit of a town city place, and the buildings were really nice, and yeah, we just kind of had a wander about type of thing. I mean, for me and Lewis, we enjoyed it, but we didn't go in any restaurants because we didn't know how long the restaurant service would take, so it was a bit like, what do we do type of thing. So I think it got to a point where we'd like seen everything around because we'd wandered around, but we didn't want to risk it and go to a restaurant or anything because we were due back to meet at half past 2, I think it was, or maybe 3 o'clock. Can't remember. Anyway, you get told to go and meet back up. What I would recommend doing if you do book or want to book excursions, depending on what the app, well, what Virgin put on in the app, because you book it in the app, it will come out of your sailor loot if you get given any of that, or it'll just come off your card because you connect your card to the app and everything gets deducted that way because you use your bracelet to pay for everything and get into the room. So yeah, if you book via Virgin, you just have the added security of if you're late back or if the bus gets stuck in traffic, they're kind of going to have to wait for you because Virgin Voyages have put it on. Whereas if you're independently booking things and you're late back, that ship will not wait for you, it will just leave. They have to stick to a time schedule basically, and we obviously never experienced us being late or anybody else being late that we'd heard of or seen anyone running. Because you see them crazy TikToks of people running back to the ship and everyone's like, run! And then the ship just sails away because they're late, they're not there on time. So yeah, we actually booked the excursion via them, so it was just a lot easier. Everything was done for us type of thing. All we did was meet up in the morning, got on the little coach, and they drove us there, drove us back. We had a little tour guide, if you will. She was like telling us bits of information on the coach about what is in Florence, or like its history type of thing. When we're driving past certain things, she'd tell us about it, and then yeah, she just said, go and do what you want, come back to us at this time, and then we'll go back. So that's just what happened with that. I would recommend booking via the app personally. I think if me and Lewis were to do another cruise and we wanted to do an excursion, we would book it via the app just to be safe and have the added security of it'll technically have to wait, because what else can they do if it's an excursion they've put on? Do you know what I mean? Then the next day we were actually in Ajaccio. So Ajaccio, it was in France. This was a really beautiful, like cute, very nice looking town in France. The buildings were really nice. They were just like really, I don't know how to describe it. I just think all buildings in the UK are like the same looking and just look crap unless you go to London. So this was like a really lovely area to be. It was like, the buildings are quite colourful actually, and they had the Napoleon statue. Lewis knew more about it than what I did because I'm not a history freak. Hated history in school, so I know like nothing of the sort. So again, we didn't go and eat whilst we were there. This is something I wished we'd done. However, I wasn't too fussed because obviously when you're on the cruise, the food is all included. The food is so good. So you have quite a lot of restaurants that you will go and dine in the evening, and then you have an area that is called the galley. So the galley had different food stalls, and basically it's a bit like if you've ever been to the Trafford Centre, you've got all them food places and you just go and order what you want type of thing. That's pretty much an easy way to describe it if you've ever been to the Trafford Centre. So yeah, they had different food stalls. You would go and order. They had like a 24-hour breakfast bar, a burger bar, a sushi, which the sushi were just like a grab and go. They were making it and putting it in the boxes and then putting it on the little fridge plates that they had. It was like freshly done there and then. Me and Lewis really loved that sushi. It was so good. I absolutely loved it, especially dipping it in the soy sauce. Oh, I'd literally dream about that. In the morning, where the taco station is, that becomes like a breakfast station. So the guy that was working on there, he was doing eggs benedict, and I had that every single morning without fail. And I went and got avocado on the side further down from the little toasty place, like the sandwich place at the end. And then for my dinner, because I'm like so fixated on the same thing, if I like it I'll get the same thing 10 times over. Don't know why, it's a really bad habit, but anyway. For my dinner I would go back to the sandwich bar, get avocado on toast, come back to the all day breakfast buffet, and I would get scrambled eggs, and I would ask them to put it on my little tray that I had, because the avocado on toast came in a little tray. And obviously I go to the gym, so I'm like getting my protein in, so it was like great. That's just like about the food. I thought it was so good, and like you sat down, you ordered in the restaurants. The Italian was the best. The Italian was absolutely the best. I'm really gutted that we didn't get to experience it again. Our ship was quite full, which meant that you did have to book in the restaurants. I'd booked so many on the app, but we was meant to go back to the restaurant after we'd been to Ajaccio, but it was the Scarlet Night that evening. And I'd booked the table for 8:30, not realising it was Scarlet Night, because we'd booked onto the cruise quite late on, so everything were booked up on the app until the day that we got there and boarded, and the app like reloaded with our Wi-Fi connecting to the ship basically. Most slots will open up, so if you do book and it's last minute, everything will be taken, but don't worry, because when you get on the ship, new time slots will all get opened. I think it's just a way for them to manage it a bit better, so not everybody's booking and nobody can fit in anywhere type of thing. So yeah, we managed to get quite a few things booked anyway once we'd boarded the ship that day, after we'd done the muster station and everything. But we did actually cancel the Italian on Scarlet Night. Yeah, I know, it was really bad, but it was booked for like 8:30, and I really was not missing Scarlet Night. It was all happening, and I was like, we missed the sail away party, I am not missing this one. So Scarlet Night, oh my god. For me, stuff like that, I hate stuff like that. I hate it. I hate Halloween. I'm just not a person that will get dressed up for a theme and stuff like that. I'm just not that type of person. But Scarlet Night was literally the best. Like, I literally think about that night 24/7. 24/7. Don't know if it's because I was literally like drunk off strawberry daiquiris or what. But yeah, everybody wears red. Everybody has a party on the top deck where the pool is. And then once it's finished on there, I think it finished on there about midnight, genuinely. And then it moves into the nightclub. That was my first time ever in a nightclub. Go me, go me. Like, it wasn't the best experience at first because we were downstairs. I hate that because I only drink water because I am fussy. I ventured out to more drinks and stuff like that the last few years. However, I'm still quite fussy. If anyone drops a drink around me, I will gag. Like, the smell, no, thank you. So a lot of people were dancing, obviously spilling the drinks, and I was just like, this is not a vibe. I hate every second of it. I need to either remove myself or go upstairs. We had an upstairs, and that was like my most favourite thing, because they had the music on, and I could sit there, enjoy my drink, while Demi and Sean were dancing, Lewis were dancing, and I was just sat there, people watching. Because I'm not a dancer, I get embarrassed, I don't like it, it's just not for me. Some people like it, some don't. I'm just like a little bop away my seat type of person. That's just the way I am. It's not because I'm jealous or like hating on other people, it's just how I am. I think I'm very much the same as my dad. Me and my dad are so alike. Anyway, I got to people watch. So yeah, we ended up staying in there till quite late on, and then there is a little pizza place, and that's open till 2 AM. So every day, I think it's from 12 until 2. I could be wrong, it opens during the day, could be 2 till 2, I'm not 100% on that one, but it is until 2 AM. That's what I do know. Then, after Scarlet Night, we actually had another sail day. However, we were docking in Ibiza overnight. So we actually docked in Ibiza at 7 PM, and I was really nervous about Ibiza. I was really excited because it's somewhere I have actually wanted to go, but because it's such a party capital, that's not really my scene. and I always thought I'll hate the flight, I don't want to do it, I want to go and experience these things, but at the same time I know that I'll get there and I'll be just uncomfortable. So I was really, really, really excited to actually go to Ibiza. We went to STK, which is a very expensive restaurant. So where the port is in Ibiza, STK is literally a 10-minute walk. Do not get on that shuttle bus. Do not do it. We got on it and no, it takes you to Old Town. STK is right there off the port. End of story. Just walk it. It takes 5-10 minutes and you can walk right back, or come back and get on the boat at the shuttle bus to Old Town for the evening. Anyway, it was a very, very expensive meal. It's basically like a performance and that's what you pay for. We had to pay €100 to confirm the booking for the table, but they took the €100 off our bill. When we got the bill, it was €243. So that was €343 on 2 mains, 2 puddings and 4 cocktails. I had strawberry daiquiri in a different one. €20 each. 20 each. I had 4. In fact, no, I had 2. Lewis had 2. That's £100 gone. What? And then the food, as good as it was, I don't think I would go back. I really, really enjoyed it. If you've not been, I would recommend to go. However, if you have been, there's no need to go back. You've seen it, done it type of thing, because it is a very, very, very expensive meal. However, that's somewhere I'd wanted to see in Ibiza. It's somewhere I've seen other people go to and it looked really, really nice. So me and Lewis is like, sod it, we'll go. Because there was other bars as well, like other restaurants and stuff, but they were quite a taxi ride away. And I didn't know me and Lewis both actually didn't really know what the taxi situation would be like. We'd seen a lot of TikToks that it's really, really hard to get them in Ibiza, so we were just like, right, we'll find somewhere near the port. Luckily STK it was such a lovely setting and atmosphere and everything. I do think because it were coming up to like closing season, it had quietened down. Annoyingly, we were placed like around the outside, but I did only pay for an outside seat type of thing, so I did think it were going to be busy. I'm pretty sure the middle tables were fully booked, to be honest, when I were booking anyway, so it didn't matter. But that was more, that was like 150 or 200 to reserve, which I was like, I'm not paying that at that time anyway. So yeah, it was a really, really good experience, although if it were busier it probably would have been more atmospheric. The food, I honestly thought the food was going to be basic as anything. It was actually really, really good. It was really quite tasty and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being there, and yeah, I've done it, seen it, ticked it off. I don't think I'd need to go back. Anyway, I would recommend going. I fully enjoyed it and I fully enjoyed the food, so that's that. Then we actually went back to the ship. I changed my shoes because I had my cowboy boots on and I just put my sandals on. And then we went and met Demi and Sean in Old Town. So at the port, the Virgin Voyages actually put on a shuttle bus because it is quite a distance from the port to the Old Town. And they actually put on a free shuttle bus that run all throughout the night and yeah, all throughout the next day. And you would just go and get on the shuttle bus where it had parked, and then it would take you to the Old Town. You just go and get back on it or wait for it where you got off, and then it'd take you back to the port and you could get back on the ship. So that was really good because it meant a lot of people could go out partying in the evening and like go to clubs and everything and have the security of being able to get back to the ship. And yeah, Old Town is such a lovely place. I think I would go back there, but it is very, very expensive. Again, me and Lewis didn't eat there. However, we did have like a nosy at a few restaurants in Old Town, and it was so expensive. I think Ibiza in general is just a very expensive place to be. Yeah, it's just crazy, crazy. And to be honest, so was Barcelona. We obviously had our evening meal and a few meals in Barcelona before we set sail. And yeah, we spent quite a bit of money on top of like the cruise. We spent quite a bit of money. Obviously it was our choice to go to STK, which is fine. However, just bear that in mind that you will need extra spends. And then I think it was on our way to Ibiza. In fact, no, I'm telling a lie. It was probably Marina di Cara day or Ajaccio day when we'd got back. The captain of the ship, I think when we must have been sailing, I'm pretty sure we were sailing. It wasn't during the day when not everybody was on the ship because they tend to wait for the announcements, I think. He came on a tannoy again. They have a tannoy in every single room and all over the ship. And he made an announcement that he had secured a place at the port of Mallorca.
I hope you're enjoying your time with us so far and have the chance to explore the beautiful Marina de Carrara and its surrounding cities. As we shared earlier during the voyage, due to the strong winds in France, we had to make...
So we were going to Mallorca for the day, on our last day. It did screw over our plans a little bit, not too fussed. We'd planned to have a really chilled day on the Friday and pack and everything. So it just meant we was a bit more rushed at that time because obviously we were getting off the next morning. So yeah, we docked in Mallorca due to the bad weather conditions at the beginning of the week, which meant that we had to cancel our first port. Didn't mind it. I wasn't really asked about going to Toulon anyway. I would have preferred Mallorca, but yeah, we ended up getting Mallorca and that's absolutely fine. That was a really lovely place. Me and Lewis have been to Mallorca before. We went on a holiday. It was the first holiday outside of lockdown actually, but we didn't explore anything. We just kind of stayed where we were. We nipped to the beach, which was Playa de Muro, something like that. Oh, I can't fully remember. But yeah, that evening we actually went to Gumbe, and Gumbe is the interactive restaurant that is on the ship, and Gumbe means cheers in like Japanese or something like that. It's like an Asian place and they cook the food in front of you, and you have like they do a little game where you do 1, 2 clap, so you can't say the numbers 3, 6 and 9. So even if it's like 33, double clap. If it's 66, double clap. If it's 49, clap. Yeah, you can't say them numbers, even if it's in like 13 type of number, 99, it still counts because it's got the number in.
72, who's going first? 72.
74, 75, 77, 78, 80, 81, 82, 84,
85, 87,
88.
So yeah, that was a really good restaurant. I fully enjoyed that. I'd recommend anyone to book. Just be warned that when you do book, you will be placed on a table with other people you might not know. We actually booked on with Demi and Sean, and then we had a lovely American couple with us, and he actually worked for Callaway, don't know, it's a golfing brand, and he was the person who made the putters for them. Lewis, mind blown. He was absolutely gobsmacked. His mind was gone. He was sat there all night asking him questions about golf, and I was just like, oh my god, I've come on a cruise and I've got away from golf and I find someone who makes golf clubs. But yeah, they were really lovely, and yeah, just be warned that you will be sat with other people you may not know, or if you do meet people, you can actually book. You can like request to friend them or something like that. I can't remember what it was now on the app, and you can book a table together if you will. And then also I just wanted to say about the staff was so lovely. As far as I'm aware from watching other people's videos on Virgin, the staff get treated a lot better than other cruise ships, and I just think that you could tell they were quite happy. That's my personal opinion on our ship. They were just like really lovely. They were always happy to see everyone, serving you, not even just serving you, just having like a full conversation with you as well. There was a guy, I think he was from Puerto Rico or somewhere like that, and he was just like, he were working on the ship, and he were talking to Lewis for ages just about where we were from, where we were from, football teams he supports and all that, and he's on shift and he were just talking away, because I think they're just allowed to do that. They don't have like a, I don't know, they're not as like strict from what I've heard from other ships, so that is a good thing because it means the staff are a lot happier and they're happy to see the people that come on board, and they just get to have fun while working as well, I guess. Our little roommate, she was so cute. Oh my god, I absolutely adored her. The first day she comes round and she rings your doorbell. Yeah, they have doorbells, what the hell. So she's ringing the doorbell and she's like, hello, my name is blah blah blah, I'm gonna be like maid, is there anything you need? If you need anything, request it on the tablet, and all this, that and the other. Oh my god, she was so lovely. My overall experience of Virgin Voyages was that I absolutely loved it. I think about it every day of every week. I literally watch so many vlogs currently of everybody that's done the Virgin Voyage because I'm obsessed. This is why I want to sit and make this video, because I really want to share it on YouTube. Obviously I wasn't vlogging at the time. Don't get me started. It makes me upset because just think of all the memories I could have filmed and uploaded to YouTube for everybody to watch and see how amazing it was. Which is why I'm just making this video, so I can try and put as many memories and videos and pictures I took into this video. And yeah, I would 100% do another. Me and Louise have both said we would actually, because obviously this was a gifted experience at the time, it was to promote Virgin Voyages across my Instagram page, and yeah, me and Louise have both said we would happily pay for one ourselves. For us, I think if we were going to pay for one, we would probably go and sail from Miami or something like that. We would do one from another country, basically, not like Barcelona. We would travel afar and get all the proper good places like Mexico, Puerto Rico and stuff like that, Bahamas, because they do some really cool ones. They've even added a lot more cooler stops and like cruises. They've added like 10-night ones, they've added 14-night ones. There's some crazy ones on there. They're doing like a Dubai and Singapore one. I think that could be sold out. They're doing an Australia one, and it's just absolutely crazy. And I just wanted to mention that Virgin have given me a link. If you want to book your cruise, please use my link down below and it will get you sailor loot included, and it will get you 65% off your second sailor if you're sailing with someone. And I do think they are doing a bar tab now, because the email said $100 sailor loot, 65% off the second sailor, and bar tab, which when we sailed we didn't have a bar tab. The sailor loot was your bar tab, and it was just connected on a little wristband that you scan to get in places or scan to get in your room and pay and everything like that. And yeah, it was just absolutely amazing. It was the best experience ever. There's just so much to do on the ship as well during the day, like there's pools and everything. And I'm a bit gutted that we had rubbish weather because we didn't actually get to fully experience the main pool. And we were going to Richard's rooftop quite a bit because by the time we'd got back, the main pool was packed, and not only that, it wasn't really sunny enough to sunbathe type of thing, so it was a bit annoying because we had awful weather. I think our experience would have been 100 times better, even more, than what it was if we'd had the perfect weather all week. But that's just a look at the draw, you can't change the weather. And then disembarkment day. So when you leave, you obviously do a checkout time as well, the same way that you would embark, so you get to pick a time. We didn't know that because we didn't actually notice it on the app, and we were panicking that, oh my god, we've not selected a time. So we went down to customer services, which is sailor services I think it is, and we just asked them, is there a time we can book? Do we have to get off at that time, type of thing, because we had a full day in Barcelona. We completely forgot that it wasn't an all-inclusive holiday and you could use all the amenities all day. We completely forgot. Gone. This is how stupid we were when we were sorting it all out, like. Anyway, so we hadn't got anywhere to go, basically. And we were like, well, we don't want to leave at 8 AM because where are we going to go? I need to put a bit of makeup on or whatever because we're going to be wandering around Barcelona again all day. So they were actually really kind and just said, well, just book a time, then we know you're checking out, and then just check out whenever you're ready. Which was quite good. We were probably the few of the last ones off the ship, to be honest, which were lucky enough for us, because when Demi and Sean were leaving, they said the lifts were absolutely jam-packed, like queues waiting for people. But we'd obviously sat and waited until the last moment of checking out, basically, and they were just dead. So that was us, and it was great. And as well, we were fortunate enough that our hotel was right at the port, so we actually We docked in a different area of the cruise terminal. We actually docked further away this time, so we did have to get a taxi all the way over the bridge and to the hotel that we stayed at, which did have another cruise docked right there. So we just went there and we said, excuse me, we did stay here last week, we've paid to stay, are we alright to leave our suitcases, because our flight isn't until 9 PM, so we don't have to leave for the airport until later on in the day. And they were, oh my god, they were nice enough to happily take our suitcases and look after them. We were quite fortunate with that. So do bear that in mind, don't be like us and book your flight at 9 PM. Oh, I can't believe we did that. It was literally, I was sat there and it must have been like a few days in the cruise. I said, oh my god. Lewis is like, what? I was like, Lewis, our flight home is at 9 PM. And he was like, right. And I was like, but we have to take ourselves and us off the ship. And he was like, oh shit. Anyway, so yeah, make sure you book a decent time to go for the airport. And yeah, that is everything that I'm going to talk about in this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know if you did enjoy and seeing all the videos and pictures I put in. Let me know in the comments if you would like to do a Virgin Cruise. And I hope you all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what videos you want to see from my channel. And I will have holiday vlogs coming up this year. Yeah. I am so excited about this because I've kind of pushed the boat out of myself and just found the confidence a little bit, but I need to build more confidence. Me and Lewis have a trip planned soon, so you will see some holiday content shortly. So do be excited for it because I am. But yeah, I hope you all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what other videos you want to see from my channel down below, and I will see you all again for another video.